Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Edwin. I am the Pretty Green Vinyl Guy. I missed a week. I've been trying to be on it weekly, the weekly show. And, you know, life happens. But anyway, that didn't stop me from purchasing vinyl. Yeah, a couple of things. So, back at the start of the year, we did our Vinyl Tag 2021. And the question that irritated me was, show a white label promo. And I knew I had one, but I could not remember what it was. I mean, you're talking like 2,000 albums. And I was updating my Discogs the other day, and I clicked on, you know, where you can rank your most expensive albums. And I was looking down the list, and this popped up. And that's Bob Seger back in '72. And this is my white label promo from when I read the description on Discogs. So yeah, I knew I had one, but I couldn't remember what album it was. Anyway, mystery solved. And now I'll never forget. So yeah, Bob Seger back in '72. New vinyl. Couple of Blue Notes. Got the two new Blue Notes. Tina Brooks, The Waiting Game. This is great. Very light, easy to digest. Moves at a nice high energy, fast pace. Something like you'd hear in the background while you're eating brunch or, you know, chilling on a Sunday morning. Great stuff. Features some players I'm not familiar with. Johnny Coles on trumpet, Kenny Drew on piano, Wilbur Ware on bass, and Philly Joe Jones on drums. I knew nothing about this. I only bought it because it was a Tone Poet, and I'm very happy with it. This, on the other hand, was the one I was excited about. I'm a big Donald Byrd fan. And this is Bird in Flight, which is would be an impossible album to find in the world today. This, of course, features Donald Byrd on trumpet. We've got Hank Mobley on the tenor sax, Duke Peterson on the piano, Doug Watkins on bass, and Lex Humphreys on drums. And then there's a bit of a change-up. Then you have Jackie McLean's added into the mix. Great album. Totally awesome. Donald Byrd, if you like it. These Tone Poets, you know, if you don't already know, then it's all over the vinyl community. But if you want a exceptional, you know, analog sound from the original master tapes, these are what you're looking for. On the used front, I finally finished my Talking Heads discography. I never had True Stories. This is I forget what year this was. I can't remember. I was still in. No, I was graduated. Oh, it was 86, the year I finished high school. Wild Wild Life was kind of the radio hit off of this. You know, it's not a top 5 Talking Heads album. It's a very stripped down Talking Heads album. They're not doing the world music thing. But it's still a very enjoyable Talking Heads album. And great artwork. True Stories, Talking Heads. This was a movie. I never saw the movie. I don't know why. Or maybe I saw it and I just don't remember. Anyway, good morning. It's Sunday morning here on the west coast of Canada, and it's actually cold. It's actually hovering around 0 degrees, which is, you know, I mean, we can't complain, but it's going to be sunny for like 7 days. Highs in the, you know, maybe up to 8-9 degrees. I mean, just a great winter we've had. Totally mild, totally awesome. But I am cold. like that's cold here for us. Filling in the gaps on Ry Cooder. This is Bop Till You Drop. Now, when I read the description of this online, they talk about, basically like 50s music. And, I don't dislike 50s music, but I don't go out of my way to listen to it. Maybe once a year I'll have this, I should listen to some old 50s music. And I might throw in like a Buddy Holly record or even Eddie Cochran. But I don't go out of my way to listen to it. I respect it. I enjoy parts of it. I enjoy what it gave. So when I heard that this was kind of an ode of covers, I believe these are all covers. I was a bit skeptical, but this is actually great because he's done it in for its day a modern way. 1979, and I was also reading this. This is one of the first big digital recorded albums. I always thought Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, was kind of like one of the first big digital, at an audiophile level. But this apparently was kind of the first big deal. This was recorded on a 3M multi-track digital equipment, which rather than modeling sound into magnetism in the mode of conventional analog machines, samples sound at a rate of 50 times a second and record its characteristics numerically. Digital equipment can encode and play back from 20 cycles to over 20,000 cycles without noise and harmonic distortion produced by analog recordings. Isn't that interesting? Because I watch all these shows like, Michael in Germany and Mazzy and, this, and I'm into it because I'm going to talk about it later on, but this desire to have these full analog productions and how much they sound better. And yet in 1979, I'm not saying that this, but it's just interesting that in 79, Warner Brothers, I guess, was saying that this was the way that music was supposed to be recorded from now on and how much superior it was to analog. And it is a fine sounding record. I mean, this is just a normal pressing. There's nothing fancy about this. Everyone would have bought the same one at their local shop. And so it's an interesting album from that perspective. This is a new purchase. This is something I've been looking for years. Like this thing, any format it's in, goes in a second. It's got to be one of the most popular choices of collectors out there that nobody talks about. Because you can never find Bill Withers in even his albums, regardless of the greatest hits. You can never find Bill Withers anywhere. He's a very popular, kind of underground, kind of godfather of collectors, I would suspect. I'd love to get the MoFi of this, but it's gone in a millisecond. You cannot find it. I mean, this sounds okay. I'm assuming this is a digital, versions of all of his songs. If you don't know Bill Withers, you probably heard of Lean On Me, but he's much more than that. He has some spectacular songs, and when you want to cuddle up with your honey on the couch with a nice glass of wine, you chuck Bill Withers on there, and who knows what's going to happen after that. But yeah, just the voice of an angel. Bill Withers, greatest hits. So, exciting news as a Canadian. It's really hard to get MoFi pressings, analog productions, all of those heavyweight big labels in Canada. It's near impossible. Maybe in Toronto, but I'm on the west coast outside of Vancouver, on Vancouver Island. And there's one store in Vancouver, and I don't get over there all the time, that the odd time they'll have stuff, but it's really expensive. And anyway, I always watch usually on Thursday mornings, the videos from the Ingroove. It's a store in Phoenix, Arizona. And that guy, Mike, I believe his name is, he shows basically what Mazzy and Michael in Germany drool over every week in their videos. This guy is talking about it, and the new one's coming out. Everything from the Tone Poets and the Blue Note Classics, to all the Mobile Fidelities, to the Analog Productions, to the, I mean, he names ones I don't even know what the hell they are. And I've tried ordering off his website before, and they don't ship to Canada. Well, about 3 weeks ago, I was watching his Thursday morning video, because the new releases typically come out on the Friday, and he announced that they were now shipping to Canada. I was like, and it's kind of funny because, you know, when I watched the video, I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Because, you know, he doesn't ship to Canada. And it was like, it's like he answered me right in my head. Like I almost fell off my seat. I was like, holy crap, I ran to my laptop and I ordered 4 albums. Now, obviously these things, you got to be on it like Friday morning, Thursday night even, I'm going to have to start checking. And I really wanted to start with the Mobile Fidelities of the Dire Straits catalog. Well, they're sold out. But what he did have, and what he talked about in one of his videos, was these. I just want to see what the actual, because I've got the hype sticker saved. Where did I put it? Put it on Love Over Gold. So these are the Dire Straits 180 gram audiophile quality vinyl, whatever, mastered from the original analog and digital masters by Bernie Grumman and Bob Ludwig. So, in the Dire Straits world, the last 2 albums are digital, Brothers in Arms and On Every Street. The albums before that are in analog. So the 2 I have gotten so far are from mastered from the original analog tapes by Bernie Grumman and Bob Ludwig. The lacquers are cut by Chris Bellman and Bernie Grumman, and these are pressed in Germany. So Michael, you'll be happy to hear that. So I picked, to start with, 2 of my favorite Dire Straits albums. The highly underrated Love Over Gold. People think, oh, Industrial Disease, which I think is still a great song. Like it's a toe tapper, right? But Telegraph Road is on this. Private Investigations is on this. The title track, Love Over Gold, is on this. This is a great album. Sounds fantastic. Wow, so these are so clean, and they're on the Vertigo label. And super happy with the sound quality and the cleanness. I can't imagine, and maybe I'm just saying this because this is what I ended up with, but I can't imagine the MoFis to my ear are going to sound, you know, that significantly better. These are, you know, as crystal clear. You can hear everything that Mark Knopfler and the band are doing, and it's fantastic. And then I also got the debut, famous for Sultans of Swing, Down to the Waterline, I mean, Six Blade Knife, Southbound Again. I mean, it's just arguably one of the greatest debut albums of all time. So that was cool. And then I also picked this Love Forever Changes. And this was part of the Rocktober series that was put out by Elektra, I guess. This is, now why I picked this, I just have a plain old, This is what I had on a later Elektra, just a repress of the original album. It was like a holder that I found. So this one is the mono mix on vinyl for the first time since 1967, lacquered by Bernie Grundman from the original analog tapes. So again, it's a super high, audiophile mono pressing, first time since 67 that has been released on mono. And if you don't know this album, I always define it as it's like the soundtrack to the 60s. It's like if you were just, if you were watching like footage of a video, which is impossible, that you had shot, well, I guess you could have your millimeter camera, your 9mm camera, whatever. This would be the soundtrack, because it just invokes the sound, the feeling of the 60s in one complete album. It's a phenomenal album. So this is Love Forever Changes. And the last one I got, which has been on my want list for forever. I was so jealous watching other people's videos when they would have this album. It truly is one of my favorite pop albums. And anyway, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. This is the 45 RPM double album of the single-sided album of Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Beautifully packaged with a brilliant gatefold. It feels like Fleetwood Mac is in my room, in my little listening den that I have. It sounds so freaking good. So this plays at 45 RPM, which is, the downside is, of course, the sides are short, so you have to get up and change. You have to flip it sooner. But it's just, it's when you're in that mood for that listening experience. And I was so happy, and now this is maybe a video for the future, but what's the best sounding album in your collection? This is going to be hard to beat. I mean, I have some good sounding albums, but that's a very good sounding album. So yeah, there you have it, boys and girls. I got a few other bits and bobs, but I don't think they're that exciting to show you of anything of value. I got, just topping up my George Harrison Summer in England. Not a great album. Does have All Those Years Ago. That was his tribute to John Lennon. But just filling a gap. I was trying to get all the George Harrison albums. Anyway, guys, that's my update. And, peace and love. Peace and love. See you guys. Have a good one.